Aboeshu. Good
Man,
morning, colleagues, honorable members. Good morning, Honorable Deputy Minister. And once again, condolences to the party and the family, Yakajobe. And of course, to the chair, to the deputy chair of REF, as well as the colleagues from both REF and the DOT. Chair, I think let me start in this way. I would have loved that we have Ref here discussing the real issues, the real business of the road accident fund, discussing issues about claims, discussing issues about the turnaround times for each claim, discussing the issues about administrative costs, and most importantly, discussing issues about the legal cost, because we know historically a big industry has developed around the road accident fund. It's feeding on it. And I think that, like both, as the two colleagues have said, Blose and Ghana, that we're now focusing on completely different issues. I mean, when we were at the REF in October last year, we had the chairperson of the board as well as the management briefing us on some of the work that has been done. And I'm quite surprised that suddenly we talk about two law firms when in fact I mean, I'll tell you that this corporate legal fees of 103 million, and I think it's actually so insane. It tells me that we are dealing with people who don't even understand business. You are chasing lizards. The bigger cost that has to do with this, with the very real business, the actual business of the road accident fund, and you are focusing on the corporate legal cost as a small issue. And I think the board will find itself in a very difficult position. And when you go, so I want to support Ghana's thing that we actually within 7 days we have a much more detailed engagement with the REF and the deputy minister to discuss some of the issues that are there. That's the first issue I want to raise. Secondly, Chair, I think that there may have been issues, but the board has clearly told us in our oversight visit that it is part of the very decisions that it want to review today. And I think that we can go systematically and look at the issues that are there. I've asked our team to give me an actual recording of our visit there and hear what the board has said, the very decisions that they're trying to review. You know, when you suspend, when you place a CEO or you suspend a CEO, it's not a small matter. It actually takes a particular process. Now, I haven't heard the deputy chair detailing that process. It seems that there have been issues which we may not be privy to, but it took just almost 16 hours of, for lack of a better word, of madness for major decisions to be made. Historically, REF has been very unstable. What this board has done, Chair, it has actually returned the road accident fund to the period of instability, destabilize the organizations. And I'm surprised that within a very a short period of time, decisions in companies, whether private or state-owned enterprises, are not made in that hasty way. Even when the board can't even, for example, go into an in-committee meeting and just make decisions. You need very credible for it to be rational, for it to be well considered. And I can see from the presentation, like Honorable Ghana said, quite a lot of issues are being reviewed at a short period of time. Why are we here, Chair? And I'll indicate. Now, first issue is that Honorable Blose indicated that the board had taken a decision not to go because of the way in which Scope had treated them. That's the first issue. And then this was followed by letters going up and down. And then, of course, the deputy minister entered the fray. I think that he was right insofar as he said that appearing before Parliament, oversight, is something that is non-negotiable. That I think that it was a right position. Okay. However, in his own letter, I think that the deputy minister himself is making in his letter to the chair of the board. His letter is actually starting to pose even quite a lot of insinuations about accountability, no exceptions, and I think that it's not consistent with what both the deputy minister and the board is telling us, that there's no wrongdoing and all of those things, and suddenly you want to elevate that we're withdrawing within 24 hours. You're withdrawing your leave. You are now placing it as a suspension. Chair, I think that this board has made decisions and is making decisions in the last few weeks, in the last week or few days, without proper consideration of the matters, even on matters where they were involved. I think my view is that depending on what we are going to get within the meeting that Honorable Ghana spoke about, I'm starting to evolve towards a situation where we should actually call for a vote of no confidence in this board in its entirety. Because I think that if you run a business in that way, it tells me that we have men and women who actually do not understand the very mandate of RAF and what it should be doing. The fact that they are prepared just because the standing committee had asked some difficult questions to go and review even their own model. You don't do that in the middle of, for example, of a financial year. You know, this issue about accounting treatment is a major issue for the RAF and its sustainability. You just have to go through the different commissions, and those of us who have been
As you wrap up, Montana.
Thank you. Those of us who have been in this field, we know, for example, that the issue of the sustainability of the road accident fund has got its own implications, and it requires that we revisit even some of the assumptions that we've made. So, Chair, I'm saying that from where I sit, and I've discussed with my colleagues who sit in the standing committee on the MK side, I think that our position is very clear. One, we think that this board should go, and we're calling on the minister and the deputy minister. This board should go. Actually, it will plunge. And I think some of us in the next meeting within 7 days, we want to demonstrate that. Secondly, we are suggesting that, in fact, I think that Mr. Letsoalo is within his rights to exercise his legal rights. But thirdly, we are saying leave the suspension. There's no basis for it. In fact, today we haven't been given sound reasons why Mr. Letsoalo is being suspended. The board does not follow the process. And I think